Ryan, the other day, a screenshot got dropped in a chat that I'm in. This is it was about a McDonald's like ad campaign that had run somewhat recent. I think it was actually like last year or something. It was a McDonald's ad campaign, limited edition in the Netherlands. They released these McDonald's smoke detectors where um basically you would install it like in your kitchen or whatever, and when it detected smoke, it would automatically order McDonald's. It would send some stuff your way with the intention that, like, oh, McDonald's, a lot of people go to McDonald's after they've ruined their dinner or whatever, tried cooking and it
Hmm.
went poorly. They're like, let's just get McDonald's. So we're gonna make that step just one less. We're gonna cut out a little bit of the process
Sure.
there. And I spent quite a bit of time trying to figure out if this is real, because it doesn't sound, it sounds like a fake thing, but I think it might have actually been real. I I will say I haven't found anyone who has actually had it.
Hmm.
But they said it was super limited edition. So I don't know.
Yeah, very, very limited.
Yeah, very
This seems
limited to
like
zero.
a precursor to the Amazon Alexa, maybe, or
Sure.
or those sort of order from home devices.
Yeah, really
But
it's
they've
a
just,
post cursor
yeah, I
because it
guess it
yeah,
was just if it was just last year.
yeah.
I think they kind of really limited their scope though to just being a smoke detector that
What
orders McDonald's.
what kind of scope did you hope for? Would you hope for there?
I mean, what if I just want McDonald's? Do I got to burn my food
Yeah.
to get some?
Yeah.
I'm
I
I'm thinking I've already decided I want McDonald's. I wasn't gonna try to make food anyway, but now I've got to go out of my way, get something out of the fridge, and get to
well,
work
you
making some
light it
sort of
up.
mess. Yeah,
Yeah, strike up a match. Pretty soon the fire.
throw some grease on a pan, and get it going.
Now you've
I
lost
think
your
this
house.
could be a very dangerous marketing campaign for McDonald's. Very liable, actually.
Yeah, that's probably why they
They
made
should
it very
probably
limited.
be, yeah, counting their blessings. This didn't see a wider release.
Yeah, they probably shut that down pretty quick. Yeah, I was just envisioning, the cases when there is an actual fire in your house and the smoke detector, it goes off, it orders the McDonald's, and now you're just waiting outside your house
Yeah,
as it burns up in flames.
sure. McDonald's delivery man uh,
Yeah,
drives
I don't
up
know.
there.
Say, do you have any water that I can maybe? I hope you
Sure,
you brought a lot of water cups. The large, please. That would be great.
sure.
When my house is in flames. But then I'm like, you know what? That would actually be pretty comforting. It's like, oh, we've got some McDonald's here now. So this
Yeah.
is not as bad as it used to be.
If the firefighters aren't there for you, at least McDonald's is. I
Yes,
think this
yes.
would pair very nicely with that Alexa microwave that we talked about a while ago. The one
Yeah,
that bursts into flames.
right.
So
Exactly.
you're making something in your microwave and oops, there it goes up in smoke. Oh well.
It
At
might
least
have
you're getting
been
McDonald's.
it might have been a tag, yeah,
Yeah, kind of a dual
combo,
release situation.
buy one get one kind of situation.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. I like that quite a bit. On the business strategy front there, I do think the idea of um Alexa's being able to smell is interesting. You know, they're like, I'm just gonna go ahead and order you some Febreze, and because it's getting pretty bad in here, something like that.
Yeah.
You set one up. Having more senses than just hearing. Really, just building up a
Sure.
full
Putting in a camera for surveillance.
right, that sort of thing. Yeah, a nose for surveillance. That
Mhm.
kind of vibe. Um, and I think it could be pretty accessible. I mentioned my friend Emily. We when we went to the White Barn candle store, wasn't really doing anything for her because she can't smell. And I think that would be a real help, because I've always wondered, how do you know how things are doing around you? I feel like smell, not the most helpful of senses, I'll say that, but it can come in handy when it comes to, you know, figuring out if food has gone bad or something like that.
Gas leaks.
Right. Yeah, that sort of thing. Um, and so I think that could be a big benefit there. But maybe that's just me. I don't know. I'm
I'd say
sure you
that's
get used
probably
to it.
already in research and development
Probably.
over at Amazon.
Maybe I'm leaking confidential info here. What do you think is the least helpful of the senses?
Least helpful of the senses.
Yeah.
Probably least helpful. It's not my
Yeah.
least favorite for sure, but
Okay.
I'm gonna have to say taste.
You think
I
okay, taste is
I love
okay.
tasting things,
That's true.
but
That's
at the same time, like I love tasting things that taste good. I don't necessarily like tasting things that taste bad but are good for me.
yeah.
So it's not helpful in that regard. It's also intrinsically tied with smell. It's almost
Yeah.
more important than tasting, or smelling is more important than actual taste
Yeah.
in in that in
In
food,
eating.
in
Yeah,
eating. Yeah,
right.
I
Yeah, I
didn't
mean
want to
they
say in tasting because
right.
that's what taste is.
Right. That
But
would be false categorically. But yeah, I mean, I would say because they say there's only 5 tastes. So you're really not missing out on much.
do they say that? I've never heard
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, there's, whatever
What are
there
the
is.
five?
It's sweet,
Not
sour,
important.
bitter. Umami is my personal favorite.
Okay, I think yeah.
And
I
then
have
there's one
kind of
other
heard of
one.
this.
Yeah. Salty maybe? No, I don't know. Yeah, so those are the 5 and everything else is allegedly smell related. Although I don't know if I believe that. I don't know if I buy that. I think I'm being lied to, frankly. Because there are things that it's like, oh, this doesn't really smell like anything, but it tastes like something. You know what I'm saying? like,
Sure,
like, is the smell going the other way up to the back of my nose?
I can
Or
only assume.
like how can my mouth smell? I don't know. I don't know how that works exactly. I'd have to do more looking into that. I'd have to
Mhm.
ask Emily maybe. Can you
Yeah,
only taste 5 things? I
run
don't
an
know.
experiment or something.
Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of confusing to me, but
What do you think?
regardless. Yeah, I think you bring up a good point. My initial go in was smell. I was going to say smell, but when I think of what the use of senses, I feel like it's a lot of detecting danger and stuff like that. And once you're tasting something, it's gone past the gates,
Yeah,
it's
you're
you all the other senses.
you eat something. Oh, that tastes like poison.
Yeah,
Oh well,
there's not a lot.
it's a little late now.
There's not a lot that I've
Unless
like
you're
used all
gonna
my other
try to
senses.
pull the trigger, maybe. But at that point, you still might be done for.
Yeah, there's not a lot of times when I'm unsure of something and I put it in my mouth, There's
Yeah,
not a lot where I'm like, I'm gonna taste this to see if this is good or not.
we kind
you
of
know?
gone past the very caveman era of
Yeah.
tasting.
Yeah.
Which
Usually
you got to think at some point there was the guy that picked something up for the first time and tried it out, and all of his caveman friends said, "Oh, we're not eating that again."
yeah. Yeah, kind of the human tester there. Kind of a yeah, beta testing
Yeah,
mushrooms and whatnot. Which ones are good and which ones aren't. Um yeah, it's so I think given that if I'm tasting something, I trust it generally. I'm gonna have to say that that's the least useful of them. It does seem to just be
yeah,
more. It does have a lot of benefits for sure, but
yeah.
yeah, I
That's
think
what I'm saying to all the tasting apologists out there. I
right.
love I love tasting.
Hey, get off my back! All right, I
I
don't
love
know.
good tastes. I love eating good food, but
Yeah,
I just don't think it's a fully useful mechanic.
yeah. I think I'm with you there. I think I'm with you there. But then I'm probably gonna go smell. Then then I don't know. Maybe hearing. That's kind of a dark horse for the
I
third
think it
slot
is.
there.
I really think it is.
But I'm thinking like I feel like touch is so crucial. I feel like
Why? Why? Why
because
do you?
how do you know if you're like grabbing something or like
Your
getting stabbed
eyes?
or something. But like,
Your
you have you ever heard of the people who like don't feel pain and then they're like
Sure.
dead in a couple days? Because I don't know, that's not exactly true. But you don't know if you're like getting hurt or not.
Yeah.
So you don't know if you're dying, basically. So that's why I
Yeah.
think I'm going touch in the 3 slot there. No,
Okay.
in the two second most important. And then hearing in the third. I feel like I could get around in the world without hearing
I
pretty
mean, a
okay.
lot of people do.
Yeah,
So,
exactly. Exactly. They're not with us right now, but yeah, I think and then I'm probably I feel like I might go touch number 1 actually.
touch number
Mo-
1.
most
You're going blind and deaf, sort of
before I'm
Helen
yeah,
Keller-esque.
I think I would. I don't know for sure, but I think
I
that's what I'm going
gotta
with.
disagree with you there.
Okay. Okay.
I think I would definitely say eyesight. I'm keeping first.
I'm not going to give it away.
Yeah,
I'm not
I
giving it away.
guess I kind of thought these were hard answers.
I think that's solidly in the second the second position there for sure. I think it's in contention.
Yeah,
But just when I think about it, I don't know. You'd have to always be looking at like everything,
sure.
and
Yeah, kind of
usually I don't.
360 every couple seconds.
Exactly.
I don't know. I feel like I could not give up the hearing
Mm,
third, like you said. I would
wow.
give up touch, and you're talking about getting. I don't know what your justification was, getting stabbed in the back and you not knowing,
You
but
get Julius Caesared, and
yeah,
you don't even know what's going on.
I guess I didn't realize he was incapable of feeling touch, but
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not sure it's
Yeah.
necessarily a surprise to him.
Few people know about that. Um, yeah. I don't know. Maybe I'm maybe I'm on one right now. I
I
don't know.
just think I just think you would probably hear that if it's someone sneaking up behind you,
No,
or
I'm not envisioning people stabbing me in the back, but I am
okay,
envisioning um I don't know. I'm envisioning not really being very aware of my environment
okay,
because you can't feel anything. Like you use touch a lot like when you're not like just in your day to day. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
I would argue that I probably use all my senses a lot in my day to day.
That's so true.
So,
You bring up a good point. I don't know. Maybe
uh,
I might come to regret that position, but I'm feeling pretty okay about it right now.
well, I'm also feeling good
Okay.
going as to say that I have all my senses right now. So,
Right. Of course. Of
and
course.
this is
Yeah.
a purely hypothetical scenario.
This kind of goes off of that. Something I've been thinking about recently has been scented tissues. What are your thoughts on that? Just for
I
gut instinct.
could not hate them more.
You don't like them. Have you had
No.
them?
Yes.
I didn't even realize this was a thing, to be honest. I mean,
Well,
I knew it was a thing in the sense that my tissues, which I don't believe are supposed to be scented, they kind of smell like popcorn. And
popcorn.
yeah, yeah.
I think
And
maybe I don't know. Maybe Charlie was eating some popcorn and grabbed some tissues or something.
it could be spilled some butter on they are
Yeah,
greasy, so that, I don't
well,
know.
okay. I personally have never heard of popcorn scented tissues. I think that's probably on the very low end of what people want.
Right. Yeah. What scents have you had? What are they usually scented like, and why don't you like them?
Well, I think there's kind of two. There's the aloe vera tissues,
Oh, okay.
which aren't. I mean, I don't think their purpose is scent. I think it's more of a soothing
Yeah, a
Kleenex,
lotion. Yeah.
lotiony, but I can't get past the scent on those. And
Hmm.
we already talked about how I think I'm a super smeller.
Sure.
It's not to say that I don't
I
shower,
forgot about that. I forgot about that. Yeah.
but
The scent
you
is
know,
higher for you
when
than
I get
others.
that thing near my nose, I'm practically breathing in aloe vera, and that's not a
Right.
necessarily pleasant smell. I mean,
Yeah.
if you've ever smelled aloe vera, it's not great.
Yeah. You're getting
Uh,
high on aloe vera, and I don't even think that's possible.
and
So,
now that I think about it, maybe I would get rid of smelling first because
wow.
I don't necessarily like
Yeah, I mean,
smelling a lot of things.
in that episode, whatever last 2 episodes ago, maybe you said you would get down with that.
But I also think I might be a super taster, so it's kind of a
It
very
it it goes
give
hand
and
in
take.
hand. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
like we were saying.
Right.
But yeah, the aloe vera. Also, I'm just not a huge fan of applying lotion directly to my nostrils.
Okay.
But the other scented tissues, I've had like cherry
Okay.
tissues, I guess, or
Yep.
like maybe they were strawberry. I think they were cherry.
Yeah.
They were pink colored, so one of those.
Oh, wow.
And
Okay.
I don't, just not a fan. I think it
That's
just really comes down to the smell, super smell.
right.
I'm superhuman, I guess. I don't know.
Some would say. Yeah, I don't really know. I don't feel super strongly about them. I was just thinking, hey, this could be a good business to get into.
I
I
bought
feel
some
like
tissues today. They're not
okay,
scented, but
yeah, that's
got a
probably
four
good
pack.
given how you feel about those.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, I don't know. I was just thinking that it's kind of a good litmus test as far as checking where am I at. Can I smell right now? Can I not smell?
sure.
Right now, I'm in the smell. I can smell.
If
But
you ever think you've just sort of randomly lost your sense of smell, you could
right.
pull one
Generally,
out.
when you're when you're thinking about people getting COVID or whatever, they're
Sure.
probably blowing their nose, and so I feel like it's just kind of a hand in hand. The market might have passed a little bit at this point, but
Yeah, I also don't know that it's kind of a wholly reliable system, but maybe,
yeah,
yeah, I did litmus test like you were saying.
right, yeah, exactly. Just seeing where we're at, just a little check in. For me, yeah, it's like I don't intend to check in, but then I smell popcorn, and I'm like, all right, I'm still good. I've got it.
Yeah,
We're doing
not
okay.
it's not COVID, but maybe there's something else wrong with me. If I'm
Right. I've got
smelling
a
popcorn like
rare
this.
kind of variant where
Yeah, that's
I am
popcorn
gaining
lung or something.
gaining smells. Yeah. Um, but anyway, that's where I'm at. Kind of going back to the smoke detectors. Um, on that side of things, I recently we're on spring break and I've been doing some apartment hunting online for after graduation. We got that coming up
Sure.
before you know it. And I'm trying to figure out where am I going to live? Am I going to live at home for a bit? Am I going to live at home for a lot of bit?
Yeah, kind of move back in with the
That's
parents.
right. Um,
Return of the King esque.
yes, exactly. Very similar. Very similar. Yeah, get greeted with a lot of fanfare and all that. But anyway, or am I gonna find a place? It's a bit draining, can I just say, starting off.
A lot
The
of
apartment
work.
hunt, it's kind of tough, you're looking at all these places.
A little demoralizing.
It's very yes, exactly. First off, just looking at the prices and then what you're getting for those prices, like
Sure.
I feel like everything around here is like $1,500 a
Yeah.
month. And you look at the reviews, you've got everything is like a U curve on the ratings. You've got a lot of fives, you got a lot of ones. And
Mhm.
so everything's around a 3-star apartment building.
Yeah.
You got people saying the management's giving out stuff for 5-star reviews. You got people saying, I don't know what the 1-star reviews are all about. You're really, weighing everything. It's really draining. And that's it. You feel like you're, on a jury here.
Mhm.
Um, just trying to weigh all the evidence and figure out, am I gonna be able to live here in
Yeah.
this place?
Are you guilty of choosing a bad apartment or not?
Right. Exactly. Am I about to waste, I don't know, over tens of thousands of dollars a year, um, and going to be living in a shack. So that's kind of what I've been going through recently. And on one of these apartments, which is it looks great, and that's what kind of is concerning to me. That's the state where I'm at, where it's like it seems too good to be true.
Yeah. So some
Um,
sort of deception is happening here.
Right. It's like $1,000 a month for like 2 bedrooms. And I'm like, okay. This is decent. They got decent stuff going on. But I guess where it kind of lacks is in the website. And that also is contributing to my concern is that the website has basically nothing going on. Like it's very, very bare bones. And one thing in particular that they mentioned I thought it really caught my eye was you can sleep safe and sound knowing the house is fitted with smoke alarms. Like, okay, all right. I didn't realize that was
That's
a selling point.
that's great. I
It's-
think those are kind of mandated by city ordinance,
I
but
think that is. I can sleep safe and sound knowing that I am in a legal,
yeah,
legal
yeah,
building here. Kind of makes you wonder what is being foregone in this building.
sure.
If this is kind of
The
a
carbon
winning note.
monoxide detectors do cost extra, though.
Yes,
Those are
yes.
those are not included, so
And
that's
for an
sort of
additional
a separate
charge,
package.
yeah, you can have a lock on your door if
Yeah.
you pay a little bit more per month. um, really nickeling and diming you, kind of the Spirit Airlines of apartment buildings there.
Mhm.
And so I thought that was I thought interesting. Maybe you just start throwing in different elements that you just kind of assume like, oh, I thought that was a baseline element there. And we are
Kind of
hooked up to water, so you will have
oh,
running water
great.
in your apartment. You can you can
Sure.
drink
The warm
safe and
water
sound.
does cost extra, but
Right. Right. You do have to get your own water heater, but yeah,
this
that's
seems kind of similar to, like, padding a resume,
yes, right.
where
Yeah.
you're listing your skills and you throw down Microsoft Word on there. Like,
Yeah.
well, I kind of thought that was a given, but
Yeah.
alright.
I'm familiar with JavaScript, but I am excellent with Excel, and
Uh-huh.
that's where I'm at with my skills. So maybe if you want to get me a development job,
Sure.
that would be great. Yeah, it definitely does point out. It's like, all right, we're trying to get to 7 bullet points. We need
High
one more thing,
proficiency in breathing
right?
and, uh,
Yeah,
yeah,
I've managed to stay alive for
yeah,
21 years, and
so
my dentist says I have great teeth.
that's more
So
than some people can
that's,
say.
yeah, I do well at taking care of myself there.
Has a driver's license.
Yeah, might not soon, depending on how things go. That's another thing that's on the list for this spring break is
Oh,
need
no.
to renew the driver's license. I think I mentioned that recently. But they send out like a paper that's like you need to renew your license soon. It's like, thanks, appreciate it. Um, and here's what you need to bring in. Now we're in the real ID kind of vibe here, where you got to have you got to prove that you're real in
Yeah,
order to get your ID.
they're thinking you're in
And
the metaverse or something. I don't really know
right,
what's
which
going on.
yeah, I am plugged in, so that is fair from them. But yeah, they're listing these things. First off, lucky that I brought my social security card from college because I was like, do I bring this? Do I not? It's like, yeah, I'll throw it in just in case. That is a crucial element.
Mhm.
So that's good. Need that. Need like a passport, and then I need two of the three following things. First off, the postcard that says that I needed to renew my license. Huge. They sent me that one, so that's big from them. And then you need either a paycheck or a pay stub or whatever, or a utility bill. And it's like, I don't have either of those
Mhm.
because I, you know, am not paying utilities
And you're not employed.
and I'm not employed. Except what I forgot about is that I actually am employed and I get about $40 a month from the university
Great.
for various social media and website development
Oh,
tasks.
that's right, I forgot. You
Yeah.
actually get paid for that.
I know. I did
Just
too.
it's
Some
still
months,
incredible to
some
me.
months I don't get paid for that because I forget to report hours, and I,
Sure.
but frankly, don't do enough work to report hours. Some might say.
Mhm.
But anyway, so that came in clutch because we could print that off. But that's the thing is that they don't mail it to us, and I'm like, does this even count? Because yeah, it's got my address on there, but
You could
like
have
I
made
feel
this
like
in Microsoft Word.
yes,
You're
exactly.
proficient in it, so
I do very well in Microsoft Word, and so it's like, yeah, you could
yeah.
just make something up
I
and
thought
print
you
it off.
needed your physical birth certificate, or is that sort of
That's one
overlooked
option.
by the social security card?
Yeah, I no. I think it's well, maybe it's either the security card or the passport that I'm
Okay.
replacing that with. So that is one option. You can bring in your physical birth certificate. Which do I have that? No, but my parents probably do. So
Hopefully.
I'll bank on that if I ever need to pull that one out.
Yeah, I guess, I'm glad you figured it out, but
Yeah, me too.
even if you hadn't, um, I think they've delayed the Real ID law about 6 or 7 years at this
Yeah.
point. So
I thought it was in place and then it said you're going to need to have this by 2026 and I'm like, "Oh, okay. So we're
yeah.
we're good to go then. We can
Well,
do
I think the deadline was this year or maybe
Okay.
last year, and then they realized there's still 50% of people that hadn't done it yet, so they're like, okay, back
Yeah.
on another 3 years.
Yeah, it's like the teacher where it's like
It really is.
we
Of
haven't
that
gotten enough people that completed it. We'll just
they're
push
sort
back
of
the
graciously extending the deadline because most of the class hasn't finished it yet.
Yeah.
So
So hey, we got a lot of exams coming
yeah,
up, so I couldn't get my real ID. Oh, that's fine. We can push
sure.
that back. Yeah, I mean, I
Government
there
saying,
was
we don't usually do this, guys, but we'll
right, right.
we'll push it back a little bit, then
Yeah,
a,
I
li- then a little bit more, and
yeah.
now we're here.
Now we're here.
I think I
Yeah,
might have the real ID. I would have to check, but I'm pretty sure I do.
that's massive. Yeah, I mean, I've
I'm a
already
real
got one.
person, apparently.
I got one the last time that I renewed my license, and so I'm like, why can't I just? This should be proof enough. Am I gonna have to do this
I think
every
it
time?
was maybe like a joint initiative with BeReal
Okay,
of
Be Real ID,
yeah.
and you have to show your Be Real.
You sort of submit at least a month's worth of BeReal posts to
Right.
prove that you've been real enough in your day-to-day activities.
Yeah,
So
I think that makes sense. I think that makes sense to me. That would be great. I would have taken that. I would have started posting on Be Real and
sure.
used that because maybe I could have done that. I was trying to scramble together before I remembered that I get paid. I was trying to scramble together different things, just random assortments of mail that it's like this should be good. I don't
Sure.
know. Like I did receive this in the mail, so here's a mail in for my from my university. They will
Yeah.
throw that in the mix. It's just telling me to fill out this survey. Maybe
Give me
they'll
like
take that.
75 cents for it or something.
Right. I'm just trying to put together something that's like, look, I am real, and
Mhm.
um, so we'll see. You have to post to Be Real at your place of residence
Yeah.
with the code visible.
Then another one at the DMV.
Right, exactly. And that's how that works. So, um, yeah, that's on the come up for me this week.
When are you planning on doing that?
That's tomorrow. That's tomorrow at
Tomorrow.
1:20. We've scheduled the appointment. We went. They've got
Appointment. You can make an appointment.
yeah.
That's
They've got the appointment scheduler
huge
system.
value.
They're delivering massive value, unbelievable amounts, and yeah. So we hopefully won't be able to have. That's right. We hopefully won't be able to wait super long at the DMV. That's right. I was really looking forward to that, getting that authentic experience, and so I'm disappointed to be missing out on that, frankly. But we'll have to
Oh,
see.
well.
But anyway, that's on the docket for me this coming up the second half of the spring break. How has your spring break been so far? What we got going on? Did you figure out plans? I know you were kind of living in the moment there, living day
Sure.
to day.
I don't have a ton of plans. I have had a very unproductive spring break thus far,
Mhm.
although it's only been about 2 days, so
Sure.
don't fault me too much.
There's a lot of break left. A lot of
Yeah, I
break left
mean,
to be productive. That's
that's
that's what
right.
breaks are really meant for. So
Yeah, I've sort of always viewed them as a time to catch up on all the things you didn't do during the
right.
actual time that you should have done them.
Yeah.
And I mean, I think that's a very apt description of the rest of my break. I'll be working on my website for
You're right.
my.
Oh, I saw this. Because
You saw?
I'm following you on GitHub. I saw you added a
Did you?
repository. I checked it out.
You looked at my website.
Yeah.
It's not great, is it?
I
It's
I liked it. I was gonna rate it. You have a little rating system to rate out of
yeah.
five
It
stars.
that actually that information is not saved at
Oh no.
all. It's
That's
yet
tragic.
we haven't implemented the database
Yeah,
server side yet, but that's incredible that you checked it out. I'm not
I
sure if you
did.
saw the most recent update, but
I haven't.
we've added a dark mode,
Oh, let's
which
go.
which uh I did in about 20 minutes.
That's exciting.
The way the class works is there's like these checkpoint quizzes.
Oh, this is for a class.
So yeah, this is for a class. I would not do this if it wasn't for a class. But there's like these checkpoint quizzes to implement certain features. But I don't really do them because by the end of the class, we're gonna have to change everything anyway. Sort of just based on how the schedule is set up and the different technologies we're using, everything like that. So I've sort of just been incrementally making this very mediocre website until now, where I'm planning to do a massive rehaul using everything we've needed to incorporate thus far.
Yeah,
the dark mode is quite
it goes crazy. I will say you lose some readability.
You do.
The
it
dark
is sort of blue background with blue text overlaid.
You lose out. You got the dark blue on navy blue.
Like
color
I said,
combination.
I think I did implement this in about 20 minutes. So don't fault me too much.
I like that. I do like how you have one of the things that is dark blue changes to white, but another thing that is dark blue does not change.
Well, that's the 20 minutes again. I'm glad that the one thing worked.
Yeah, so that's nice.
Hey, but like 3 out of 4 on that quiz. So
hey,
that just goes to show that I'm a real hard worker.
That's right. I'm gonna rate the website here for you.
Please do.
I will say contact page and these are pages you would like to see. Okay, never mind. I take it back. All right. Well, I'm gonna. Oh, I like that. That's interesting. The 5 out of 5 is terrible. I like that approach. Where you say, "Hey, rate this 5 out of 5," and then they say, "I'm gonna give it a 1," and you're like, "Good," because that's the better side of the spectrum.
Yeah, I appreciate it. It is kind of very, it's kind of question bias. I think.
Yeah, exactly.
Was what I was trying to put in there.
There you go. Yeah, and when your email is formatted incorrectly and you try to submit, it says your email is formatted incorrectly, and then it resets the rating to great.
That's right.
So it's like you probably didn't mean to put terrible.
It's a very biased approach, as I'm really trying to bump up the ratings, which they aren't getting saved right now.
Yeah.
So
unless they're great, and then they
I am specifically counting those ones. So that is a plan of the spring break, is to do a big rehaul, a big overhaul of that.
And what class is this for? Is this for your cybersecurity class? You're trying to make sure you don't get hacked?
This is probably a very insecure website.
Okay.
This is for my internet systems programming course.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. This is okay. Gotcha. A little big old web development.
Not a huge fan of it thus far.
That's not good.
I will probably be changing it to pass, no pass. In the coming days.
Yeah.
But anyway,
that's one thing coming up.
Going to be working on some marketing as well.
Sure.
Doing a ton of things.
How's the simulation going for you?
I'm glad you brought that up. I have not started the simulation yet.
Oh,
that was also an item that we were going to hit on over spring break.
I didn't realize that was self-paced. I thought that was probably started for everyone in the class, and then you simulate.
Well, I think how it works, I mean, she put out an announcement that said there are no specific due dates for the simulation.
Okay.
You just have to have it finished by the end of the semester.
Okay. You have to have it finished.
And you know how that makes it sound to me. I'm thinking work at your own pace.
I'm thinking do it at the end of the semester.
But, I am taking the initiative at least to start on it over spring break.
Yeah, I'm a little confused at how the simulation works, frankly.
Well, I'm not sure it's a competitive thing.
That's where I messed up. So that makes sense.
Again, I don't know because I haven't started yet, but I will definitely give you an update. You might be
months behind.
I might be in first place right now, though. We just don't know.
You could be.
I might be tied for first with everyone else in the class.
I like it.
What else? Not spring break plans, but I got a haircut.
That's exciting.
Thanks for noticing.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I had an exam, which went pretty well.
Over spring break?
Not over spring break.
Okay. Just at the end of last week.
That was on Friday.
Okay.
which I was hearing some people were having exams on Saturday.
Ooh,
Seems
that's
pretty
not ideal.
unnecessary
Yeah,
from a and not even like you can schedule them
like
Monday to
mandatory.
Saturday. They were mandatory Saturdays.
That doesn't. I don't know if I've
Seems
ever
kind
experienced
of
that.
cruel and unusual punishment. Just have
Right.
them on the Saturday of spring break.
Yeah,
But
that's tough.
glad
That's
I'm
tough
not
for
in one of
men.
those classes.
Same.
One
Same.
other thing that I noticed, we were talking a bit about JDRF last episode, and we were wondering what the
Right.
acronym stood for.
Yeah.
Well, I figured it out. We were close. It turns out it actually is the Juvenile Diabetes Research Foundation.
So we pretty much were spot on.
Yeah, I think instead of juvenile, we had junior for the
Yeah,
J.
that's on
But
me.
but we actually weren't spot on because it turns out it's not an acronym anymore. It
Ah,
it, it used to be, but now it's just JDRF.
they wanted to expand
They
maybe
wanted to
to non-juveniles, maybe to
that
non-diabetics,
that was their exact reasoning.
maybe
Was
to
that
non-research.
I think they're no longer a foundation. I
Okay.
don't actually know, but yeah, their
Yeah.
reasoning was they wanted to change it from not just juveniles, basically, because a
Right.
lot of people with type 1 diabetes are not juveniles anymore.
Sure,
So,
you do kind of grow out of
yeah,
that part of it. So you kind
but
of yeah.
I wanted to give that little update because I know everyone was wondering.
I
So,
was curious. Yeah, I was like, now I'm seeing a JDRF, but it doesn't stand for anything. So that's probably not the
and
one that.
I wasn't actively looking for this info either. I think
Oh,
I got an email
that said,
uh,
hey,
that
we heard you talking about
yeah,
us on your
they were listening to the
podcast.
episode. Yeah,
Yeah.
after I advertised it to all those kids at the summit.
Right.
But I got an
Yeah.
email that was saying like, "Hey, thanks for volunteering. Check out our website." So I clicked on the link. It was a phishing scam, but
Right. Say this is a phishing scam.
but I clicked on the
Yeah.
link and then it had it right there on
Yeah.
their page.
And now, how
So
many carbs are in a fish?
yeah,
Right. Yep, not a lot. That's good. That's good from you. Um, yeah. Okay. Well, hey, that's sometimes the universe just wants to tell you something.
yep.
And in this case, it was specifically the JDRF part of the universe that wanted to tell us something. So appreciate the update on that front. That's big there. It's big. You know, we had daylight savings yesterday. We're saving it. We're saving it up. We're saving
Mhm.
it good.
Yeah, I'm not sure what we're gonna use it for in the end, but we've probably got a
Yeah.
good bit of it saved up by now.
You got to figure out what you're going to spend it on. Daylight spending time. That's
Yeah,
in the winter, I think.
I haven't seen the
Um,
offerings yet.
yeah, yeah, we might check out clearance or something. I don't know. We'll figure it out. How did it go for you? How are you feeling about the daylight savings switch here?
I didn't really notice. I
Yeah,
mean, I probably wouldn't have noticed if I had gotten into my car today and
yeah,
seen that my clock was an hour behind or
sure.
ahead,
One
or
of the two.
one of them.
Difficult to say, really.
Kind of depends on your viewpoint. I think the whole
Yeah,
situation,
it's either
but
an hour behind or 23 hours ahead, and that's
yeah.
one of those. Just depends on if you're kind of a glass half full kind of guy.
So
Yeah,
but I wouldn't have noticed. I updated my clock in my car, but my phone it auto updates. I'm not sure how it does that.
yeah,
Some sort of coder figured that in during their
yeah.
job, I guess.
It's
So
magic.
shout out to that guy.
Yeah.
When does it actually switch? Do you know? Like 2 in the morning? Three?
Yeah, goes you we didn't have a 2 a.m. or we
Okay.
didn't have a 2:01 through 2:59 or I don't know, something like
Or
that.
we did. We had it twice?
No, no, no. That's in the
Or we
fall.
didn't. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Where when we fall
Fall
back
back.
from 3 to 2. In the spring we spring forward from 2 to 3. Here's my thoughts. First off, I didn't really realize it at the time either. It's good to have spring break because when you don't have plans, then you don't really it doesn't matter. You're kind of like a plant in that way. You know, you just keep living. You don't, it doesn't really impact you.
Sure. Not a great
Um,
metaphor, I don't. But
yeah, thank you.
please go on.
um, but anyway, I was thinking, a lot of people are trying to get rid of it, or rather keep it permanently. I think that's what most people are trying to do. We got
Sure.
pretty close in Congress recently. But I was thinking, and I'm like, daylight savings is one of those things where we don't need the government for this. we could if we get enough people, we have the power to just not fall back when the fall
Hmm.
comes. Um, you know, if you just don't change your clocks, then you're good to go.
Sure.
Um, as long as enough other people don't do that as well. That's where a lot of things, that people want to change in the government, you got to go through your representative. You can't just not pay your taxes.
Sure.
You can, but you might get in trouble for that.
Yeah. It,
Um,
this is really interesting. I think you've sort of discovered the concept of anarchism through the lens of daylight savings time, which I can't say is the route that most people
yeah,
discover that,
discover, yeah. No,
but
I mean, but
to each their
here's the
own.
thing. It's like it's not even anarchist. you know,
Sure.
it's just anti-government. No,
Oh,
I'm just
okay.
kidding. Um, no, but like again, you're gonna get in trouble. Like you're gonna have serious repercussions if you do this for most things with the government. Like taxes.
Hmm.
You if you get enough people to not pay your taxes, I guess that would work because they wouldn't have the funds to come after you. But I think there's bigger issues there. But with daylight savings, that really seems like an issue to the people. And so I just wanted to get that, seed planted. Come fall, maybe we make a decision as a society, without Capitol Hill, and we say, hey, we're doing this, or we're not doing this, or whatever,
Sure.
whatever you want there.
Well,
On
I
the
was seeing talk of a constitutional amendment,
Okay,
and I just think that's a little extreme
seems a bit overkill.
for
Yeah,
a concept like daylight savings time. I just
yeah,
don't necessarily know that we should be, you know, putting into our most sacred legal document a concept about whether or not we should go forward an hour or not
yeah,
every spring or fall. So
yeah.
um
You have the
I
right to life, liberty, and not turning your clocks twice a
yeah,
year. Those are God given
sure.
rights there, inalienable. You can't alienate those. Um, yeah, I think that would be a bit overkill. I think we would do mighty fine with just doing just a short
Mhm.
little law there. Don't need to throw anything else in there like they like to do. Um, so we'll get that considered. Um, Speaking of taxes, real quick, it is that season. Um, tax season is here, more or less. We still got some time.
Mhm.
Um, but I was seeing on the news today. They had a story on kind of an announcement from the IRS saying that you are first off, you are supposed to do your taxes this year. That is something that they're doing, and you also are supposed to be reporting any stolen income. So make sure Ryan, I know that's a big issue for you.
I did see this. Yeah.
um, yeah, you do need to be
It
doing
did make
that.
me reevaluate my taxes.
yeah.
So,
Yeah. At first, it's like, I don't think I'm going to have to file. And it's like, I do think I am over the threshold there. So
yeah.
we're going to have to get that. Yeah. So just make sure you don't want to be committing tax evasion. That Al Capone found that out the hard way.
Yeah.
And even if you're doing even if you're doing other illegal activities, that doesn't mean that you can do that particular illegal activity.
No.
That would
It's
be
very important
that
to
would be wrong.
make sure the government
Okay.
is getting its fair share of
Yeah,
any
exactly.
illegal activity that's going on. Speaking of taxes,
Yeah.
I'm not sure that I spoke on this a ton.
Mhm.
Maybe just to you personally.
Yeah.
I'm not exactly remembering, but I was having some trouble getting my W-2 form from
Okay.
my internship last summer.
Yeah.
You know, I hadn't downloaded it before I left the company,
And
and
then
now
yeah,
I'm
they
locked out
met
of
you
their
in the
payment
parking
portal.
lot. Yeah. They're like, they were
Yeah.
quick to get you out of there, and they did
Yeah,
not they
I
forgot to hand
guess.
over the W-2
And
while
I'm
you
not
were
sure if they mailed it
going.
to my apartment where I used to live or if they mailed
Yeah.
it at all.
Okay.
And so I don't have a W-2, which is a
Yeah.
bit of a problem when
Yeah.
filling out the old taxes.
That is
So
important.
I'm trying a few different things. First off, I'm trying to call Nelnet. That's the company I used to work for,
Mhm.
and they only have one phone number listed. First off, so I'm like, okay, general support, probably not going to be able to help me here. They got
Yeah.
a human resources phone number. No, doesn't look like it.
We
So
got to go through general.
I'm calling general,
Yeah.
and I'm calling general. I'm not even getting through to a human. The first thing I'm hearing is robot, enter your student loan account number.
Like, well, I'm not a robot, so I can't do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also I don't have a student loan account.
Yeah.
So I'm basically kind of stonewalled at this this robot interface. Not like where do I go from here? Do I make
You,
up a number?
you
Do I
got to
just
take out some student loans and
put
you
in
got to
zeros?
get that
I
going.
guess. Yeah, it just seems kind of like a quick turnaround to then get my W-2 after that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So now I'm thinking, okay, maybe I go the email route.
That's what I would have done
So
personally.
I'm finding this I'm finding this contact form. And now on this contact form, I'm seeing a ton of fields like student loan issue. It's a drop down.
No.
I'm clicking other.
No, it's not an issue.
Student loan account number. I'm leaving it blank.
Yep.
I'm kind of really strutting my way around this form just
A
to
real
get
sparse.
to
Yeah.
get to the comment section where I'm saying, listen, I don't have student loans with you guys. Okay, I'm on scholarship.
Yeah.
I just need my W-2. Really, I don't want to be audited by the IRS.
Yeah.
And I submit it, get an automatic response. That we'll get back to you in 5 business days.
Mhm.
So that's not great, but it is what it is. At least they're gonna get back to me. And 5 business days pass to the dot or on the dot,
Uh-huh.
and I get a response saying, for any W-2 inquiries, please contact this human resources phone number.
Excellent.
And that's great. They give me the HR phone number.
That's it.
I'm sort of sat here just wondering why they couldn't put this on their website in the first place, because this was my very first thought was contacting this. So that's the plan for tomorrow. Is I'm going to be
Love it.
calling that phone number up. Going to be requesting my W-2. If they ask for my student loan info there, I'm not really sure what I'm going to do.
Say no,
But-
no
Yeah.
info. That is the info.
So that was
yeah.
a bit of trouble with tax season.
Good luck with that. Good luck with that. I will say,
Thank you.
I found myself in a similar situation like 2 years ago, or like 2 summers ago, basically. And what ended up happening for me is they did send the W-2 to my apartment, which I then moved out of subsequently after the summer.
Mhm.
And I did not let them know of my address change. And so what ended up happening is they ended up sending me an email a couple of days after. I don't know when they sent it, but they sent me an email and they said, "Hey, we just received an open envelope with your W-2 in there." And we were starting to think that maybe you didn't get that. So we just wanted to let you know that we've got your W-2 and maybe this is something that you should look into.
An open envelope. Yeah, that's pretty
Yeah.
concerning.
Yeah. So
Somebody received that and really took it to heart, I guess.
they did. I was like, okay. So then I ended up going through the whole thing where I took out what is it called? Like a identity freeze or whatever on my identity. I'm frozen right now. And so that people can't take out loans or whatever with my information that they could have stolen from my W-2. I will say I wasn't super worried about it because in my eyes, if you're stealing someone's W-2, I'm not sending it back. Okay. I'm just keeping that. I'm not going to let them know that someone else
Sure.
saw it. So what I figure happened is the people who moved into that apartment got it. They said, "Oh, we got this letter from an employer that we never worked for." They probably just opened it up and then they're like, "Hang on, this doesn't look like me. This doesn't."
Yeah, my name's not Nathan Gentry.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so,
I did put my new address down. I did change my address in the system before I left.
That's better than I did.
So if they still send it to my apartment, I think that's on them.
That
Also,
would be...
don't necessarily know that, someone can open up a loan with just your W-2.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't
I
really know
mean,
what you can do with your social security number. My social security's a numbers on there, but like
hmm,
not all of it. Only the last four. But you only ever ask for the last four, almost
well,
always. So you can do some
sure,
damage, probably. You can at least do something, maybe. But we did the freeze anyway. That was what they recommended, and so I'm like, okay, we can do that.
sure. And now you're
Uh,
ice cold.
it was, yeah, it was a process for sure because we got to get. I had to set up. What was I doing? I set up some sort of like identity thing. I had to get like a personal identity number for like that's not your social security number, but so I've got multiple numbers with the government. I got a new social security and I just said, let's do it over again. Very sketchy
You got their number
source there.
apparently.
Yes, right. But anyway, yeah. So I went through this like process. There's this website called like ID.me or whatever, and they do all this stuff. And so I'm getting on. Well, yeah. I like went through and they were having me fill out information, which they have on me, which I don't know how they got, like the places that I've lived and stuff like that. But the issue is that like some of it corresponded to like my parents' information. And I'm like, I don't know if this is, are you, because it's like, select which of the following are addresses that you've lived at. And it's like, yeah, I mean, like like maybe that's a street that I've lived on, but I can't tell. And so I ended up failing the quiz about my own identity. And I'm like, all right,
That's a little embarrassing.
maybe I don't even deserve to keep
Yeah,
this. I'll just,
you're not the real you, I guess.
I'll let it go.
You don't deserve the real ID.
Yeah, exactly. That's why it's a big issue for me. Um, so that was a whole process that I was going through around this time last year. Um, and so hopefully you don't need to go through with that, or hopefully you
I
know
hope
more
not.
about
I didn't
yourself
even
than
think
I
about
do.
this.
Yeah.
If they did send it out, now I'm gonna have to go and freeze my identity.
Yeah. Just
Which,
probably to be safe. Just freeze it up. Just freeze it.
yeah,
Just freeze it
throw
right
it in
now.
the freezer.
Yeah. But anyway, that's good stuff. I'm trying to get a list together of things to make when I'm, making in charge of my own food, which
Sure,
I really haven't been since the summer that I lived with Zach and Charlie. We're taking notes at the dining hall. What are we going to be recreating here? What do we need
sure.
to get lined up?
Might I
Uh,
recommend a cookbook?
you might recommend that. And I'll definitely be getting back to the old salt, fat, acid, heat. Excuse me, that I was going after. Um, over winter break for sure. They've got some recipes in there, and yeah, we can evaluate others. But the thing with that is, I don't know. It feels I don't know what the thing is. No, there are things that I know that I like that I've had when
Mhm.
made well, which is not a guarantee for me. I'm definitely going to be setting off the smoke detector uh, every now and
Sure.
again, but the so I'm trying to write down things that I know are good, that I enjoy eating. Because at some level, I guess cookbooks do help with this in that they provide a selection of things. But I feel like one of the bigger issues for me with cooking is just figuring out like what do I eat? I don't know what I eat. Like there's Mexican food, there's Italian food, and that's about it.
I
That's
think
what I come up
I'm
with.
on the opposite side of the spectrum.
Oh, okay.
I don't know how to do it.
So you know what you're going for.
I know what I want. I just
Hey,
don't have any idea how on earth to go about doing that.
that's incredible.
You throw that cookbook in front of me, give me those directions, I'll go to town.
Yeah, sure.
I'll go into town to get the ingredients, come
That's
back
first
and
step. Yeah.
start on the work.
Yeah. For sure. One of the things on the list is less so a meal. That's some of the issues that I'm having when I'm writing down the dining hall things is that I'm just writing down desserts. And that's
A
less where I
chocolate
need.
cake, I love that.
Yeah.
That's great. Let's write that down.
That's
Love that. Cinnamon
wow.
rolls, I eat them
Yeah.
up.
Mm. I, I do. I'll just eat
Writing down
those.
chocolate milk.
Yeah. If we could just figure out if we could figure out how to make this, that would be unbelievable.
Yeah, I would have
Ice
this every
cream.
day if I could.
Ice cream.
Ice cream, soft serve ice cream. Get it in there.
So we'll
Yeah,
be
I can
working on
imagine.
that. But one of the ones in particular is I don't even know what to call it at this point. All right, they've got me all turned around. What I would have called it was a peanut butter cheesecake. All right, this thing, it's delectable. All right, it is cheesecake esque in the sense that it's got a crust. um, it's got like an Oreo kind of chocolate kind of crust. Then you've got what I guess is the peanut butter cheesecake part of it, but it doesn't really taste like cheesecake. It just tastes like peanut butter. I don't know, but it is just peanut butter. No, I don't know. I don't know exactly what it is. And then you've got a chocolate topping, and then you've got some like kind of Reese's peanut butter cup crumble on top. It's incredible. It's one
Sounds
of the best.
delicious.
I eat it up to an unhealthy extent. I mean, I think
Yeah,
they've
sort
had
of.
it for very limited stretches of time. So they had it
Yeah,
probably a
they
couple.
have it. You go and get all of it, and then that's
Right.
why it's limited.
Yeah, exactly. And I literally eat it all up. And yeah, so a couple months ago, had it for the first time, then had it for the second, third, and fourth, and fifth, and sixth time for in about a 3-day span. I think I
Yeah,
had it.
all in one sitting.
I definitely averaged twice a day. I was doing the 2-a-days, and it was great. And then they took it away. They're like, we got to
Dude,
stop this.
somebody has to stop this man. Yeah, he's
We
gonna
are
take himself
concerned.
into an early grave.
We are concerned for his safety.
His peanut butter consumption is frankly off the charts.
He's gonna use up his peanut butter.
Develop some sort of new illness at this rate.
Right. Yeah, obesity. And then they didn't have it for months, and we were in the drought, and
you're jonesing for it.
We were feeling it. Yeah, I mean, I was discussing it with multiple people. Say, when are they bringing it back?
Asking
when are
if
they
they've
bringing
seen
it back?
if they know where you can find any.
I'm putting up posters around campus.
You know that they have some, and they won't give you any.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
stuff like that.
That kind of idea. And I'm going to people on the street. I'm trying to find third-party dealers and whatnot. And finally, they bring it back. Now, unfortunately, they brought it back 2 days before break, and that might have been a strategic position from them, knowing that I would not be there.
They were trying to make it last the entire break too.
Right. Exactly. So that was absolutely massive for me. But the issue is, I go, I'm looking for this thing almost every day, and finally, I'm seeing it. The prodigal cheesecake, or is it a cheesecake? Because on the label, they now have it as a chocolate peanut butter cream pie. And so now I'm like, I don't even know what to call this thing, because it is the exact same thing, but now they're calling it something different. And so when
what
I
did
went
they
out,
call it before?
They called it peanut butter cheesecake.
Okay.
And I don't know what a cream pie is. And so I don't know.
Maybe again, this was a deliberate attempt to steer you away from.
They're like, maybe if we label it something else, he won't notice. And like, he noticed. He
noticed. Wait, take it off the shelf.
Yeah. Well, so I go up, and I'm feeling a bit flustered because
You're
I'm
questioning the server, saying, "What is this? Where's my cheesecake?
Is this the cheesecake?
What have you done?
You ruined my boy." And so I go up, and I'm like, yeah, can I have kind of point to it. I'm like, can I have this this peanut butter cream pie? Like, I don't even know what to call it. And I think so I did this twice, and I didn't have any greater success the second time. I didn't have a better strategy. And I think one of the times I go up and hey, can I have the chocolate peanut butter cream pie? And they're like, get him a slice of the chocolate pie. Like, no, that's not what I want. That's not what I want. And so I think the second time is when I went for just the kind of trail off approach. Can I get this? This? Can I get this, please? The peanut butter cheesecake, chocolate peanut butter treat.
Yeah,
just combining.
So you just sort of start freestyling. Lay down a nice beat.
Can I get
let them know?
the chicken, the chicken peanut butter. Yeah. Can I here? I'll
Yeah.
describe it to you. It's a cylinder.
You got a kind of a nice hook there.
Yeah. Yeah. Can I get that thing? So we'll see if they have it after break. I'm not promising myself anything there. So I tried to savor my last bites because they might not have it before graduation again. So
Mhm.
I don't know when I'm going to see it again or if, and that's distressing to me. But
Maybe they'll burn it up on stage for you. That would be a real send off treat
that would be
as they
exciting.
hand you the diploma and
Yeah.
hand you a nice plate of peanut butter, chocolate covered cheesecake, cream pie, peanut
Yeah.
butter, chocolate
Yeah.
cake.
Exactly. Exactly. I would be delighted. I would take that in place of the diploma. You know, they say, hey, which one do you want? Do you
Yeah.
want the diploma or no? Yeah. So I really tried to savor it, but if they've got it again, maybe I'll definitely be going for it. But it's just maybe I'll have a better approach. Anyway, that's made it on the list of things that I am going to try to recreate. That one feels
Yeah.
a little bit more challenging.
Sure. You maybe next time you go up, instead of asking if they have it, you ask for the recipe.
Can I make this, please?
Yeah.
Thank you. The issue is I'm pretty sure they just order it, so I don't think they
Okay.
know how to make it either. So, but maybe I'm not giving them enough credit. I think my friend Elizabeth, she's on my design studio team. So I was like, how do I? Anyway, yeah, my friend Elizabeth was saying that these are all like U.S. foods deliveries, which I don't know. I
So
guess
they're from the
they,
United States,
yeah, yes,
but they're from they're from a company called U.S. Foods. Okay.
yeah. And apparently they just make foods that then other people can make and say that they made. Which, yeah, they're kind of the ghostwriter
Yeah. I
of
guess.
cafeteria foods.
Yeah. Sort of ghost kitchens was a thing that kind of popped up during the pandemic, I think.
Right, exactly. They were doing it for a while before then, I think. But anyway, so maybe I'll just order from them instead of making it myself.
Yeah.
We'll see
Sort
how it
of buy
goes.
them in bulk directly from U.S. Foods,
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
wholesale.
Wholesale. That's exactly right. Um, Another thing that happened this past week, in addition to the reintroduction of the coveted dessert, is there was a talk. Yeah, I was presentation talk. That's those are synonyms. Um, Over Jesus' miracles. So I'm like, all right, let's go. The
Was
title
this a
was
church service?
no,
Okay.
no. This was
This is a weird way to describe going to church on Sunday.
right. Yeah.
It just seems
that
like
was a
that's
slow
something
burn
that
there. Yeah.
that's something that gets talked about a lot.
Yeah, there was
And
this talk.
yeah.
They were talking. It was really they were
There
more
were a lot of
reading.
people there,
They were
and
reading from this book, pretty much word for word.
mhm,
And then they did freestyle a little bit off of that
yeah,
a little later.
there's some audience interaction as well. We sort of went up there and ate some food.
Right,
Oh.
right. um, yeah, so that was great. But anyway, yeah, I there is this. It was a not associated with a church. It was called Jesus Miracles Fact or Fiction.
Okay.
And going in, you're probably not giving that talk and saying fiction, but I don't know. Maybe that's just me. Um, anyway, so it was this guy. He came in. He's like a historian kind of vibe, and so he was talking about the different kind of evidence that we have for different things and whatnot. And it was great. It was pretty good. But there were a couple good moments in there. For one, this I actually forgot about this until just now, but we had some great fun facts in the introduction. Actually, just one in particular, and this is something that I want to try to explore for myself here. In terms of I always struggle with these sorts of things. What kind of fun facts do I even bring up? As they're introducing this guy, They're like, Dr. Mike.
Jesus? Or
No. Yeah, this dude, Jesus.
fun fact about this
Jesus.
guy, he is widely considered the son of
Yeah.
God.
Yes. That's
So
pretty. That's pretty
take that how you will. The way that you kind of led up to this, I thought you were talking about fun facts about Jesus. So you're saying fun facts about the
Sorry.
presenter.
Yeah. They're introducing the guy who's presenting because he's
Okay.
like he doesn't work for the university or anything. He's getting brought in. He works for a church, and I'm just kidding. Yeah, his name's Dr. Mike Lycona. He's some sort of historian guy or whatever. And so they were introducing him so that we would know who's presenting to us. And so they're like, yeah, Dr. Mike Lycona, he is got his PhD and this and that and whatever. And a fun fact about him is that the first time he went to a Mexican restaurant was here in Lincoln, Nebraska. And that's a great fun fact. Like, I feel like that is exactly where you want to be, because it's like, that's first of all, that's kind of surprising to me, given that I don't think he is from Nebraska, which means that he spent a significant amount of time of his life without having gone to a Mexican restaurant. But then second of all, it's like, that's not something where you're like, people are like, okay, you just wanted to brag or what, I don't know,
Sure.
something like that. It's like, oh,
That's a legitimate fun fact that just begs more questions.
Right, it does.
The other thing is, do you think he has one of those for every city he goes to?
I don't know. Maybe he just reuses that.
Well, do you think he's got a whole list going, like a Word document that he's hitting up Denver, Colorado. He's like, the first time I went to a Chinese restaurant was in Denver, Colorado, or something like that.
I got to make sure I don't go to an Indian restaurant until I'm in a new city that I'm presenting in.
Because that just seems like a pretty I mean, I'm going to assume he doesn't go to like San Francisco, California and say, fun fact about me, first time I ever went to a Mexican restaurant was Lincoln, Nebraska. And if you don't know where that is, that's in about the middle of the country, and that's actually the capital of Nebraska.
If you don't know where that is, that's on you. Okay, yeah. So I like to think that is his go-to. It's just everywhere he goes. The first time I went to a Mexican restaurant was in
representation.
Lincoln. Yeah, exactly. I don't know what he does. I'll have to go see him somewhere else and see what happens. I don't know if he really presented that fun fact. I think that was more a freestyle from the guy who was introducing him, because then he led up with, and so we took him back there today to see how it's changed.
To see where he sat and take a now and then photo. What a strange thing to, act as if this was some sort of pivotal moment in his life. I mean, I like Mexican food as much as the next guy, but I don't know that I would. I don't particularly remember the first Mexican restaurant I went to. It's probably in Omaha.
So this is now the second time.
La Mesa or something. I don't know.
This is now the second time he's been to a Mexican.
Yeah. Fun fact, I've been to 2 Mexican restaurants in my life, and both of them were in Lincoln. They're the same place, actually.
Like, yeah, that he just like never goes to a Mexican restaurant.
He actually really doesn't like Mexican food at all.
Yeah, it's really bad. It does not agree with him.
No.
But anyway, yeah. So, yeah. The
real miracle was getting him back in there.
They've got him on the wall of the Mexican restaurant. It's like first time to a Mexican restaurant, and he went to Tico's. So that's exciting for him. No, they just wanted to see how it. They're like, so we wanted to take him back to see if it matched up with his memory of it or something like that. And then they just left it there. And so I feel like that begs the obvious question, which is, how did it stack up? He was like, we went to see if it matched his expectations, and then they just moved on. And so they did have a Q&A, and that was the first question that was asked was, hey, how did Tico's line up with how you remember it? And it turns out it was good. It was good. But anyway, so we had that. As for submitting questions, they had like a Google form so that you could like go throughout the presentation and like submit so you didn't have to like remember it or whatever. And that was also a tough kind of scene there because they were giving out the link, and they introduced, they're like, all right, and if you've got a question, you can go to go.unl.edu/Lycono. And I'm like, whoa, 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 whoa. Hang on a second. That's the most important part. I don't know how to even spell this guy's name, and you're just gonna
Yeah.
brush past that. And so I'm like trying to figure out how is this spelled? I don't even know.
Yeah. I want to ask the question about how to spell this guy's name, but I can't even get to the Google form to ask.
I can't get there. I can't get there. So that was a little bit of a struggle. But anyway, we got to figure it out. And the presentation was good. It also kind of kept me on my toes a little bit because there were slide transitions, but only on some slides. And there were also some slides transitions that you don't really see much anymore. I mean, I think this was probably the first curtain reveal slide transition that I've seen this side of middle school. You know, they came out with that PowerPoint update with you got the crane, you know, it folds up into the origami crane and shoots away. You got all these different, he didn't use that one to be clear. But he did use the curtain reveal, and that got a chuckle out of me. I'll say that. But overall, it was good presentation. Fact or fiction, you know,
Are you asking
that's
me?
that you know, that just kind of depends on where you're at, I guess. But
Sure.
anyway, good
I mean, I gotta
presentation.
say, if Mr. Beast can cure 10,000 people's blindness today, I don't see how Jesus couldn't do it back then.
Sure,
with-
that would have been
with
pretty
his
embarrassing
miracles.
for him.
Yeah. So I don't know. You know, that seems believable to me at least.
I think that's in one of the books that they left out of the Bible, was the Jesus performs LASIK surgery.
Sure.
That one was it's alluded to, but it's not exactly.
Maybe
not
a
exactly
mistranslation.
Right. Yeah, exactly. But anyway, so that was we're taking in the speakers while we can here. We got only a couple weeks left, so where we're at.
Well, Nathan, I think that about wraps up our time here. Hope everyone
Absolutely.
enjoyed episode 41 of the pod. We are fastly approaching that episode 50 landmark.
Oh yeah.
So stick around. We'll see you next week. Hope we gave you some good food ideas to kind of stave off that hunger, and hopefully this staved off your hunger for podcasts for the week.
Yeah.
But we will see you next Wednesday for another 3 a.m. episode.
I look forward to seeing you there.
Sure, it wasn't at the top for you.
No, I mean, again, we've been eating it, and it's been hitting the spot to some degree, but you know, I'm not sure if that's going to be
kind of one of
a
the
staple
lower
for me.
spots.
Sure, right? Yeah, I didn't specify what spot it is hitting exactly. But anyway, so we've been writing that down.